Similar to countifs, SUMIFS can be used to evaluate multiple criteria across multiple ranges when summing values. Let's explore this functionality as we work through problem number 4a. Problem 4a first asks us to sum total revenue for sales of more than 100 items across each of the 3 sales channels listed in column Bravo of our exercise table. We see that this implies multiple criteria to evaluate when summing. Firstly, that the quantity of items sold was greater than 100. And secondly, that the sales channel is equal to the values in column Bravo. Let's parameterize SUMIFS to sum revenue in our dataset by first pointing it to the revenue column. Next, let's point it to the quantity column of the dataset and tell it to only sum for quantities greater than 100. Next, we'll point SUMIFS to the sales channel column of the dataset, and finally, tell it to sum for only the sales channel listed in the current row of our exercise table. Setting SUMIFS to work, we see that we produced sales of $27,479.01 in online sales of more than 100 items. Let's now use SUMIFS to build a table of total revenue from all product sales by channel. While the exercise table we've outlined may seem a bit daunting at first, you'll quickly see how easy it is to summarize our data in this fashion using SUMIFS. We are summing revenue again here, so let's start by pointing SUMIFS to the revenue column of the dataset. Next, we want the sum of revenue for only the sales channel listed in row 22 of our table. Let's type a reference to the first cell, Charlie 22, and press F4 twice to lock the row reference as absolute so we can copy our formula throughout the exercise table. Next, we want only the sum of revenue for the current column's sales channel and for the product listed in column Bravo of our table. Let's point SUMIFS to the product column of the dataset and tell it to use as criteria the product listed in column Bravo of our exercise table. With these parameters, we can set SUMIFS to work for the online channel. We see that the formula fills down the column of our exercise table. Because we have used a cell reference to the sales channel, we can also copy this formula to the other columns of the table, and it will automatically update the calculations for each respective sales channel. Let's definitely pause here for a moment to validate our answer. There are 2 things we'll want to validate now. Firstly, if we have correctly calculated total revenue for all of our products and each channel, the sum of revenue in this table should be equal to the sum of total revenue in the dataset. This control total will help us be sure we are summarizing all of our data. Let's prove this out by selecting all of our revenue calculations in this table and comparing it to the total revenue in our dataset. We see $82,543 in total revenue in our calculation. If we compare this against the data in the revenue column of our dataset, we note that the total revenue is also $82,543. We could then confirm the total revenue we've calculated for a given product and sales channel. If we did so, we'd note that we've calculated this table correctly. SUMIFS is another powerful tool to help us summarize data. We hope you'll spend time to understand this very useful function. Now it's your turn to demonstrate your expanded understanding of SUMIFS by completing problem 4b.